Sitting on the beach while scrolling through work emails isn't anyone's idea of a good time. Neither is skipping out on a family hike to squeeze in a few urgent calls from a vacation cabin. But many people find it difficult to unplug from their jobs when they take holidays, and wind up with a dreaded workcation instead. Others may be loath to take time off at all, whether because the COVID-19 pandemic has limited their travel options, why take time off to sit around at home? Or because they fear the pileup of work they'll face when they get back. So how are employers supposed to get people to actually take a break? One solution, embraced by companies including LinkedIn, Mozilla, PwC, and the New York Times, is to shut down the company entirely for some collective paid time off. Fighting burnout with time off. The concept of a global day off, or, even better, a global week off, existed before the pandemic. But it's emerged as a particularly appealing idea in the pandemic as employers confront the problem of rampant burnout among their ranks. Tuila Hansen, the chief people officer at LinkedIn, says that the company's staff surveys showed a clear rise in burnout over the past year, with manager burnout soaring 78% between the first and fourth quarters of 2020. We definitely heard from everyone how they felt that they were working hard. They were having trouble finding that line of demarcation between work and home, says Hansen. So LinkedIn decided it would give a week off in April to its more than 16,000 global employees, in addition to the annual shutdown that occurs at the end of each year during the holiday season. Avoiding a flood of internal messages, a company shutdown can be an appealing option because it acknowledges the reality that employees at any organization create work, and, by extension, stress, for one another. Just as it's hard to take a nap in a room filled with bright lights and the chaotic din of other people shouting at one another, it's hard for some people to truly relax when they know their boss and teammates are still plugging away, CCing them on messages and awaiting their feedback on projects with tight deadlines. We don't want that added stress of flooded inboxes, or people returning Monday and all the goodness from the vacation is gone because you're now working 3 times as hard, Hansen says. LinkedIn's Global Week Off in April also took into consideration people who were feeling isolated during the pandemic, for whom work might play an important social role. Each day, the company offered entirely optional virtual activities with the goal of providing an opportunity for people who were by themselves to just be in the community with other LinkedIn employees during that time, Hansen says. Several hundred people, including members of the skeleton crew who stayed back to keep the place running, logged on for a cooking class, a talent show, a meditation class, and a magic show.